Flashback to 15 years ago, Emily and Matt work as undercover agents for the CIA. They are currently getting ready to steal an essential key from a mafia leader, Gore, using the birthday party of his child as an excuse to enter his house. As they prepare to leave, Emily stands with a bunch of pregnancy tests on the bathroom slab. As the two reach the party, their guide, Chuck, picks up on the fact that they have been sleeping together, but tells them not to blow their cover. As the couple notices Gore, Matt walks to the bar while Emily sprays perfume on her hand and proceeds to meet him. They both exchange introductions, and he holds her hand, placing a peck on it. The moment Gore leaves, they sneak upstairs as they have recorded his voice and acquired his prints. Using those, they get their hands on the key. It is an ICS key and holds controls to some of the world's most important infrastructures, like dams, power plants, and nuclear reactors. However, the moment that safe closes back, it rings an alarm. The two guards come inside, but being undercover agents mean they can fight well enough even with no weapons. Chuck guides them to a way out. After escaping, they will be taking a plane arranged by Barron, another of the CIA officials. Emily and Barron seem to have a history, as Chuck mentions not to tell him anything as the matter is very sensitive, so it's better to have fewer people know about it. Barron is a sophisticated English guy who still has an interest in Emily, which also clearly exposes Matt's jealousy. To every statement by Barron, Matt has to respond with a snarky remark. On the private jet, Matt requests champagne to celebrate, but Emily denies him. Matt notices the behavior change and convinces her to share. Upon knowing she is pregnant, he is the happiest and wants to keep the baby and start a family with her. After sharing their happiness, Emily feels nauseous and wants to use the washroom, but is told that it is out of order. The bathroom of a jet being out of order for an 11-hour flight is enough indication for them to know they've been hijacked. The guy senses this and puts a gun at Emily, telling Matt to hand him the key if he wants her safe. Matt takes out the case and throws it at him, but the couple uses this distraction to get the upper hand and attack the guy back. Emily knocks him out and empties the magazine with the loaded bullet thrown out. More people come out and attack them. The knocked out guy wakes up and puts the discarded bullet back into the pistol. As he aims for Emily, Matt comes from behind and attacks him, making the pistol aim at none other than the pilot. As the plane goes down, that person gets hands on the key case, but the plane strikes from that side, making the person fall out. After fighting off the people, there is only one parachute, and Matt wants Emily to be safe, but she wraps her legs around him and jumps with him. The two of them land safely on the land. As they breathe, they decide life gave them a perfect way to escape this job and start a new journey as a family. They can fake their deaths and start over by losing contact with everyone. The only family they have is Emily's mother, but she seems to not be too fond of her as she is ready to lose contact with her. With that settled, we come back to the present. Emily and Matt are still as strong as ever, but their teenage kids seem to be in their rebellious phase. The elder daughter, Alice, doesn't like interacting with her family and sticks to her phone, while the younger one, Leo, is busy playing video games. In the car, Emily tries to tell Alice they can have a Monday movie night, wanting to bond with her, but Alice rejects the offer. As they drop the kids off at school, Alice tells her she'll be studying in her friend Annalise's house at night and staying over. Leo seems to be a calm guy who has a health monitoring ring on at such a young age. Seeing Alice walking to a guy, Emily randomly brings out binoculars to notice what she's doing. Soon, the two of them are creepily watching her daughter kiss her boyfriend. Increasing to the embarrassment, they get caught. Later at night, Emily is frustrated because Alice told her to get a life while she devoted her entire life to be a mother. As she ranted to herself, message notifications started popping up and she realized they were from Alice's laptop. Not being able to control her nosy self, she tries different passwords but fails. She closes the laptop in frustration, but her hand, sliding through the cover, rubs off one of the stickers from it, revealing her password. Matt comes there by then and tries to stop her, but Emily doesn't listen. They find out that she is out partying with guys and not studying, so they decide to track her out. It fuels the scenario when they get to know she is in the club as an underage girl. Matt seems to be in a chill mood, wanting to have fun if they have stepped into a club, but Emily's motherly senses are tingling, and she is using her spy side to find Alice. Finally spotting her, they go up and tell her to get up and leave with them. Some bratty kids around her think that insulting the parents will make them leave Alice behind or do something good. A dumb guy tries to play it cool by telling them Alice is not leaving and having the audacity to grab her arm to stop her while insulting Emily and Matt for being old. Thinking they are being cool, they also start recording them. Having had enough, it takes just a single swing for family to show him who the weak one here is. One thing leads to another, and the couple beats up a bunch of children who attack them. They delete the video from the nearest phone and leave, thinking their identity is safe now, forgetting that this generation records anything and everything. On the way back, Alice dares to get mad for doing this and tells Emily that she is just jealous that Alice is not living life according to her. She is reminded that she is dependent on them, making her sound even madder. Alice questions their taekwondo skills coming out of nowhere, to which they again lie that they took some classes. Alice can call out their lies, but what can she do if they are not going to give in? In the room, Emily feels like she felt this alive for a long time. It seems like this part that she's been suppressing for so long made her feel the thrill missing her life lately. Matt tells her he knows exactly what she wants. Not intimacy, but boxing with Matt to release her frustration. The next day, their bell rings, and up front stands Chuck, their long-lost friend. He found them because they went viral. He tells them to follow him as their enemies might close in on them too because the key wasn't found and probably Baron now works with Gore and will find them. Emily and Matt don't have the key and don't think any such thing would happen till Chuck gets shot dead right in front of them. Chuck also tells them that Baron now works with Gore and is probably going to look for them. Grabbing the necessary arms and stuff, they send out a car from the garage as a bait and then use the other one to get a head start to pick the kids up and escape. As they are driving through hideous routes to get rid of the stalkers, Matt reveals that he hid something for her. He did take the key, but just because he didn't want it to land in the wrong hands. Speaking of where it's hidden, he thought of the most secure place they knew, Emily's mother's house. The mother she hadn't seen for 15 years would now be faced just for the key. The last truck they get rid of has a dramatic flip-over, falling and catching fire, giving them the thrill that they still got it. The kids are living a normal life at school, which might not be retained when their parents arrive in the lot in a beat-up car, rush inside in panic, and take them out from the other exit with not much details. Reaching the airport, they tell them the family is going to visit their grandmother in London, who, by the way, they knew was dead. Giving some lame excuses, they convince them to the airport. Their lying skills in front of their children make their credibility as spies questionable. On the plane ride, they decided it's still not a good time to reveal the truth, as good parenting is all about good lying, according to them. Too bad they are not good liars in front of their children. As they land, their passports are checked and cleared, but Alice and Leo pick on the fact that the name the person spoke for Emily was some Mrs. Baker. Baron reaches out to officials at the airport, but another person gives intel to Gore about the exact location of the family. Baron gets to know they have landed in London, and all they need to do is track the kids as they won't be able to stay off their phones for long. While traveling in a rented car, they tell the children that there will be no phones on this trip and confiscate their phones. They are not even stopping the car till the gas runs out. Good for the hungry children that there is a tiny diner besides the pump. Inside the diner, Alice notices Leo can log into the Wi-Fi with his PlayStation, so they sign in and Google about the fake names, only to realize that the couple died in 1970s. As Emily and Matt discuss the plan to get the key without getting caught, but it is already too late, and once again they are surrounded by well-built goons to get a hold of them. The kids get the front row seats to a show where their mother is fighting like a prop and rendering them unconscious in a calculated way to not kill them. Meanwhile, Matt uses the lighter and the nozzle to create a flamethrower to keep them away from him. After beating up multiple armed guys, they tell the children to get into the car as they have to leave. They pass by Baron's car and luckily realize that it is him. Emily notices a truck carrying pipes and rushes beside it. Matt shoots the ropes, causing all the pipes to fall on the road and block the path for Baron. In the car, the kids seem shocked at what their parents did, and their logical question is if they are terrorists. The couple reveals that they were undercover agents for the CIA, shocking the kids, who consider their parents very uncool. He then throws Leo's device on a random car so their location can't be tracked anymore. Baron and his partner Wendy reach the petrol station as she questions how he got the intel, since the devices weren't tracked yet. Baron tells her he put the tracker on this terrorist, Volka, knowing he would probably follow them for the key. Knowing their truck will be tracked pretty soon, they have to get the key as fast as possible. Once again, the kids are left stunned because their mother grew up in a mansion that looks like royalty. Emily tells them that their grandmother had shady side hustles back in the 70s, which earned her this. As they enter the house, they are greeted by a bird being shot down in front of them. Emily's mother, Ginny, meets them with as much warmth as she has, which isn't much. Turns out Matt did stay in touch with her and sends her pictures of the children too. Going inside, Ginny is nonchalant, even asking the kids for drinks. Her boyfriend Nigel comes in and is so deeply involved in the relationship that he is ready to be called a granddad, but Alice and Leo. The only creepy part is that he is probably the same age as Emily, if not younger. Nigel goes to show around the house to the kids while Matt and Emily try to explain the situation to them. Nigel wants to be a spy too, but even with all the efforts, he lacks the skill to do so. Alice leaves the room to find the bathroom, where she finds Ginny and Emily arguing. Emily calls herself a better mother because she is present in her daughter's life, unlike Ginny, who chose a career over parenting. However, Ginny strikes a nerve by pointing out that Alice still hates Emily just the way Emily hates her. This seems to not sit well with Alice, who is listening in the background. Matt takes Emily to get the key, knowing they have limited time left. While Ginny and Alice talk to each other, Alice tells her she doesn't hate her mother, making Ginny respond that she knows Emily doesn't hate her either. Their car is tracked by Baron, with him realizing she is the daughter of the famous spy of her time, Ginny, and Gore's men are also entering the house by the time Matt and Emily are in a cave-like space to get the key. There is a note with the key for Emily, apologizing that things went wrong, but he did this to protect Emily and their unborn daughter at that time. He also thoughtfully chose this house because he knew that if they had to get back to this key, things would have gone downhill, and they would need the help of a smart woman like Ginny in that case. Hearing noise, they rush back only to find Ginny and Nigel tied in the kitchen. Emily unties Ginny and leaves them be while they go into the lounge, where they find the children tied with all armed people around. The plot twist is Chuck being alive and only pretending to get shot, knowing Matt and Emily would automatically guide them to the key this way. Baron is clean, and if they hadn't avoided him, they would have gotten his help because currently Baron thinks the couple stole the key. Chuck's career and family life went downhill after Matt and Emily presumably died, and the key disappeared, so he decided to use this way to earn some money by joining hands with Gore. His accomplice Daphne accesses the key and confirms that it is the original one. Ginny in the kitchen very impressively beats up a few of the guarding men while Emily and Matt try to fight too but get knocked out. When she wakes up, Chuck has taken the kids via a helicopter. When looking at the CCTV, they notice Leo turning back to the camera and showing his hands. Matt and Emily notice that he is pointing at his health monitoring ring, which has a GPS tracker on it. They find that Chuck took them to Tate Modern London. Borrowing some good outfits, the two of them once again get into their spy mode, this time to save their children. In Tate Modern, Chuck betrays Gore to sell the key for a higher price. With potential bidders, he guides Daphne to black out certain regions of the city, open the barrier of the dam, and black out the building they are in. When the building blacks out, Emily and Matt realize Chuck is demonstrating to sell the key. They are unsure of where to find him, but luckily they notice Chuck's men, who don't recognize the two. They sneak in and, just like their usual norm, beat up multiple guards to trespass. They are about to go ahead when they come across Baron. Baron tells them he is not following them anymore now that he knows they aren't the ones stealing the key. When they face Chuck, he starts running and then moves the kids too, to get on a boat because they were not in the same floor as Chuck. The couple follows them outside, but they are already getting on the boat. Gore's people stop Emily and Matt from wanting the key, but they don't have it. Before they could get violent, laser points appeared on them, making them all turn to see Ginny as a sniper. Matt and Emily warn them not to move, knowing Ginny has perfect aim. Taking their bikes, Matt and Emily follow the boat through the roads. Gore's men follow them, but in an intense series of actions, they outrun them. Daphne is guided to meet Chuck at the rendezvous point with the key. While Emily notices that once Chuck enters open waters, he will be free and will have no use of the kids. Wendy reaches the room where Daphne was, but she has already left. Emily steals a tourist boat and gets in the waters with Matt jumping in too. On the other hand, Nigel is assigned to hide in a truck by Ginny where she expects Daphne to come in. The moment Daphne starts driving, he crashes into her and knocks her out. The man is freaked out but still got his job done and got his hands on the key. He is then asked to close the barrier because he claims to know programming. However, he doesn't seem to have any idea how that works. Emily and Matt jump on the boat and defeat the guards, leaving Chuck to drive the boat. Nigel is told to close the barrier right away while Emily and Matt throw Alice and Leo in the water after putting life jackets on them. Nigel smashes on the keys and coincidentally ends up opening the interface for the barrier. He changes the binary label and closes the barrier. Emily and Matt jump out after hitting Chuck, letting him smash into the barrier with his boat. Once they are all out of water, the kids have finally started respecting their parents. Emily and Alice reconcile, and the same goes for Ginny and Emily. Once they reach back home, not only is the family there for Alice's soccer playoffs, but Ginny and Nigel are there too. Alice won the match for her team, making her family extremely proud. After that, Alice tells them she is going to study and actually study at Annalise's place, but does offer a movie night with her mother herself. After she leaves, Emily not so subtly questions where Ginny and Nigel are leaving. But it seems like the cold Ginny is not so cold and wants to stay around Emily and the family. They decide to take Leo with them, giving Emily and Matt some time to themselves after all this stuff. However, when they sit in the car, Baron is sitting there, who still looks very much interested in Emily. He tells them they didn't find Chuck's body, so they want one of her family members to help in this job. She tells them to take her mother, but Baron mentions he is talking about her father. Matt is left shocked because she lied about his death too. Spies being spies.